Oh, that's so nice of you. So nice of you.
Yes, sir. And are you seeing your
ठीक है,
slide?
मोबाइल से ज्वाइन कर लिया मैंने, ठीक है।
जी। Should I start?
Let me introduce sir. Sir, ऐसा तो ना करें.
Okay, sir. So nice of you. Yeah.
So I really thankful for joining this webinar, Professor Dr. Mehndiratta. He is joining from New Delhi. He is Senior Director, Department of Neurology in BL Kanpur Hospital. He is one of the leading neurologists from Asia region, and also very supporting to us in all the international forums, and also very strong advocate of neurology in the field of epilepsy, stroke, and movement disorder as well. I welcome him, and he was in the meeting. He joined just while moving towards his hospital. So let's start his talk. His talk is on epilepsy and stigma, looking back to move forward. Dr. Mehndiratta, please.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I like to express my gratitude to Professor Abdul Malik, Professor Wase, and friends from Pakistan. One news I want to tell you, the hospital which I am working, Dr. B.L. Kapoor Hospital, was in Lahore, originally in Lahore. So still our entity is called Lahore Hospital Society, under which this hospital is registered. And I'm so happy to give this talk. This year, it's in IB motto is stamp out stigma. And you can keep on changing, Abdul. Epilepsy and stigma, looking back to move forward. Yeah, this was the talk I gave. Epilepsy is a disease, not a curse, and is treatable. So this is the motive of even today talk, that most of the epilepsies are easily treatable. Next. You keep on changing. Rest are my introduction. Keep on changing. Yeah. Just start with friends like Mohammed Wase, Professor Malik in the field of neurology and in epilepsy and other fields. So keep on changing, Abdul. Keep on changing. Yeah, you can change. No need to read anything. Yeah. Quickly keep on changing. These are captions. Yeah. So this is the WHO slide, which shows the global burden of epilepsy. And this is 7.9%. Go ahead. Yeah, epilepsy ranked fourth amongst the neurological disorders in terms of Dalia's disability. Next, sir. Yeah, so I have served the Indian Epilepsy Society for good 15 years, and we got this mobile application, which has important role with the patient Atlas in 225,000, 2,25,000 article ko best award mila, Atlas award from Elsevier. Next. These are all related to the stigma, and this I'll keep showing. Yeah, so we have number of Indian Epilepsy Society guidelines, which shall also be available to our friends from the region and Pakistan. You can just feel free to access these guidelines. Next. I hope my video is coming. Next, sir. Next. Yeah, sodium valproate guidelines, then phosphonatoin. Then this is stroke, popular book. Second issue is coming. Wase has contributed in both the books. It is good for the PGs and the postdoctoral students. Now, concept of epilepsy in history. I will not read each and every word. It is called seize from outside. Epilepsy, seize from outside, the hand of sin. So this was in 1750 BC, that person with epilepsy not to marry, not to testify in court. So they were put in asylums. Next. Yeah, ancient Indian medicine loss of consciousness is called upsmart. It's not that it is a generalized tonic-clonic seizure, or is it partial seizure, focal seizure, absence seizure, all are called upsmart, which is not an extensive or elaborate term, but a lot of people relate that every epilepsy is generalized tonic-clonic seizure. Next. Next, sir. Yeah. Epilepsy is one of the world's oldest medical condition, and yet too many people don't understand it. Even in people who are educated or who are very highly placed in the society, in far too many cases, this misunderstanding has led to fear, discrimination, isolation, and thus the stigma. Next. Yeah, all of us who are practicing epilepsy know these have epilepsy. Vincent van Gogh. Next. Yeah, Theodore Roosevelt, the 26th president of the United States, and his lesser known brother Eliot had seizures throughout their lives, according to Theodore Roosevelt Center. Next, sir. Yeah, the other who had, like, we give example of Alexander the Great, John T. Rhodes, and probably our tennis player Leander Paes also had seizures. Next, sir. Charles Dickens we know, Isaac Newton we know. Now stages of seizures are why I have kept, because there may be some physician. These 4 stages are typically for generalized tonic-clonic seizure, or when there is a behavioral arrest. In those cases, may not be in absences or focal seizures. Next slide. Yeah,
seizures
it is
और
quite common.
दोनों
If we,
separate चीजें हैं ना.
yeah,
Seizures जरूरी नहीं epilepsy
seizure, when there are more than 2 seizures, then it is
what
called
is
epilepsy.
particular case मतलब depression की वजह से भी हो सकता है ज्यादा.
पीछे से noise आ रही है सर काफी. About 1% of population
अभी
across
जैसे
the
इस
world
बंदे
has epilepsy. Like in India, if you see, अगर मैं local language में पाकिस्तान और इंडिया की बोलूं, तो लगभग 1.4 करोड़ लोगों को epilepsy होगा इंडिया में, और ऐसे ही proportionately पाकिस्तान में. It can occur in any age group, any sex. Yeah. So next, sir. Next. Now, how does it affect? It is considered as a curse. That's the stigma. Intelligence may be affected. Is a stigma spread to others by touching, like contagious? No, it's wrong. Affect studies, career? No. By and large, cannot marry, live? No. Can have children? Cannot be cured. It can be in majority of patients. Lifelong medication? Not true in all types of epilepsy. Next. These are the common myths. Next, sir. Yeah. Societal attitude towards PWE. Only yesterday, I have recorded a message in the capacity of Vice President of Bureau for Southeast Asia, and that's about how we can stamp out stigma. It's only tip of the iceberg, the social stigma. Next. Next, sir. Yeah, carry on. Seizures is only tip, and the main iceberg below the surface is the comorbidities. Now, seizures variable, anti-epileptic, mood and cognitive, all can have political aspects, and then there are psychosocial aspects like fear, worry, education, coping abilities, job, etc. Next. Keep on changing, sir. Next, sir. Yeah, in the past, knowledge possessed by devils or a disease from outside. Now, how much is treatment gap? Okay, nearly 80% are well controlled with medicine that you already must have discussed. Hereditary only about 4%. So many patients come and ask us. We tell them, if you produce 32 children or 25 children, then it's likely to be hereditary, otherwise not. And 2 to 5 years of treatment is in most of the type of epilepsy. Now, attitude and practice, mental illness cannot be, these are wrong. Next. Now, treatment gap is huge. Like where I'm giving a talk, I wish I was physically present. Pakistan, it's 94%. Philippines, 94. Ecuador, Sri Lanka, 80 and 52%. Now, UK, only 10% development. USA, 7%. In India, it also ranks 70 plus. Now, Barucha et al. Said 6% because that's in Parsi population, which is very well educated and advanced community. Next. Next, sir. Next. Yeah. So even today, these measures are adopted to say that it is a devil disease to rule out like handcuffing, scorching, and putting iron rods on the skin. Next. Next, sir. Yeah. So unlike in the USA and other several countries, the make motor vehicle act in most of the Asian region, like India, Pakistan, Afghanistan, Nepal, Myanmar, still this is not permitted. And similarly, it is said that they cannot marry. But in 1954 and later, we passed out an legislation in the parliament that people with epilepsy can marry and it is not a psychiatric illness. Next, sir. Next. Yeah. So law prohibiting PWE from marriage repealed in UK. Can you go back, sir? Has been repealed in UK and similarly in India. So yeah, in USA 1980, not very far, just 43 years back, and in India in 1999. Next, sir. Next. Yes. While disability laws in North America give them an opportunity to get employment education, while in our country, still it may not be possible that easily. Sir, go next, don't go back. Next. This Neeraj clinic was something like which is not good. They say they can cure the epilepsy, which is not correct. Now, next comes a young child with epilepsy may be refused continuous access to education, societal attitudes in education, or refuse advancement to existing employees with epilepsy. This often come for give us the certificate that I can go to school, I can do job. Next. Yeah. So quantitative questionnaires, single indicator scales, qualitative observation, in-depth interviews to measure stigma, focus group discussion, media content analysis, policy and legislation, print media, and electronic media and digital media. Survey of stigma in Europe, data collected from 5,000 patients living in 15 countries. Next. Combating stigma now, very important, looking forward, essential in order to improve quality of life, people with epilepsy. How can we do that? Next. Next, sir. Yeah, look at these. These are the centers where we have chapters. Indian Epilepsy Association was established in 1971. These are education material. Mirgi means fit epilepsy. So we have 28 branches, more than 2,000 members of Indian Epilepsy Association. And this International Epilepsy Day is being celebrated all over the country in different parts, different states and different cities. Next, sir. Yeah, Epilepsy Day celebration. Then we have epilepsy quiz from people with epilepsy and their caregivers. Next. Next, sir. This is the way public education and awareness is very important. This is one of the center from South and shown how seizure occurs and what are the first aid you should do. Some railway station, some on the bus stand, sometimes roadside. Next, which is performed. Yeah. Next. School education. I have gone to many schools to educate principals and teachers. Next. Next, sir. Next. Being the ambassador for epilepsy, this is our responsibility. Education and awareness is for the responsibility of the doctors as well as the physicians and caregivers. Life is Beautiful was one logo which IB gave, and the best photograph was selected from people with epilepsy. Next. Yeah, photographic competition to celebrate International Epilepsy Day 2018 we did in our institution. I think Wase probably has come once in Janakpuri Super Specialty Hospital where I was the director. Next, sir. Yeah, a tribute to legends of ancient healthcare. These are from India and abroad who have contributed. Similarly, they made, these are the physicians from India and the surgeons, Indian surgeons who excelled. And this is in the lobby of our institute done by people with epilepsy and their caregivers. Next. I think we are coming towards the end of the, yeah, this was a girl. The video may not show 4 years female. She had focal seizure and hemiparesis, but she is so jubilant. She dances so well and encourages the other caregivers and service providers. Next. Yeah, so these are the various people who are in the region and doing good job. And you can see here, these are some are ambassador of epilepsy, and I have the honor of being ambassador for epilepsy, and also strongly worked for ambassadorship for our very, very dear Pakistan colleague, Dr. Hassan Aziz. Next. Yeah, we have this Epilepsy India newsletter, which is sent to all the, this is a website and available, and also the newsletter also called Epilepsy India of Indian Epilepsy Society. That's like ILAE, Indian Epilepsy Association, like Indian International Bureau for Epilepsy. So very good information is available. All the guidelines are also available. Next, sir. And people with epilepsy can put questions. They can contact us, and ask questions about their disease. Next, sir. Yeah, helmets to be must for pillion riders from November. So this is very important to prevent epilepsy. Once we prevent epilepsy, then it's likely that stigma won't happen. Century-old of misconception cannot be changed in decades. It may take generation to change attitudes and practice parameters. Next. Yeah, this is like persons, all of us join hands to improve, not only from India, Pakistan, Southeast Asia region, West Asia, with epilepsy and integrate them into the society. Next. Yeah, this is again on the website, I translated this in our local language called Hindi, like you have Urdu, on the ILA site about the information about epilepsy. Next, sir. Namaste, Adab, Salam Alaikum to all of you for giving me a chance to speak. And I'm really very obliged to you for giving me this opportunity. Professor Abdul Malik, Professor Barich, Professor Wase, and many dear colleagues whom I have met in person when I came to Islamabad, but looking forward to visit again and invite you to India. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much for your nice talk. Very, very elaborative, very, very informative, and motivating us to do how to work in the community and how to educate about different myths against the different myths of epilepsy. Thanks a lot.
You can
Thank you very
change to
much.
next slide. There is thanks message in the next slide. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir.